Hello and welcome, dear awesome Aries, for your horoscope in May 2019. I'd just like to introduce you to Prince Harry, and as you can see, he is a monster. He is 6 months old, so he's had enough, I think. 6 months old, and he's a Bengal. So you'll probably be seeing a lot more of him in my horoscopes and all the psychic things that I'll be doing online and here on YouTube. Well, dear awesome Aries, you're in for a rip-roarer, busy, full-on month in May. Now, I know if you're in the Northern Hemisphere that you're in springtime, and down here in Australia, if you hadn't noticed, I am an Australian, it's autumn. And, of course, after May comes our winter in June. But you're going to be having a lot going on to do with your value system. And it all starts on the 4th of the month with the new moon, bringing new beginnings in your second house, which is all about what you value. So it could be money, but it's likely to be more than money. It's likely to be your, not so much your identity, but what you regard as being important to you. So could be work, could be relationships, could be any number of things that you value. I've got Harry behind the curtain here and he's jumping around and you can see it's moving back and forth, okay? So note to self, and I did really know this, don't bring a Bengal in while you're trying to do a YouTube live stream. So if it falls over, you'll know what's happened. It's all his fault. Anyway, when the new moon starts on the 4th in your second house, it's also joining the sun and Uranus. So this is going to give you great awareness as to what's happening within yourself. Also, with Uranus there's going to be some changes, and they could be unexpected, but they might not necessarily be bad news. They could be, unexpected things like money coming your way that you didn't know about. So I got a huge check last week, just completely out of the blue from our taxation department, and it could be like winning the lottery. Things like that you just don't expect to happen. Hello, Corrine. Yes. Oh, thank you. I love him too. Yeah. I've only had him 3 months, so he's out of control. He doesn't know anything yet about rules and, how to conduct oneself. But, yeah, he's a lovely boy. Okay, so unexpected results. You could also have a lot of creativity going on, and this real inspiration and this real desire to want to do something. It could be money-making ideas. You might think about starting a new business or sort of unexpected and innovative ways of making money. Uranus likes to rule over technology and also things like the internet, electricity. So it could be something online that you're looking at. Okay, on the 7th, Mercury also goes into your second house, and on the 16th, Venus as well. So they're having a real ding-dong party time. So you've got so much activity around what you value in May. It really feels like, to me as a psychic, which is primarily what I do, it really feels like a lot of you are going to be looking at ways of making money in an innovative way, okay? Mars is in your 3rd house, which is all about communications, siblings, and short trips around the neighbourhood. So Mars is really giving you a lot of energy to be motivated to, go gallivanting in your local area. Running around the town, doing jobs and accomplishing things and getting really organised about your communications, okay? And that includes online as well. Now he's under my feet. The other thing it's really good for is studying. If you're thinking about doing a course or some areas in May, you really got the celestial heavens sending you lots of good vibes and good luck for studying. Okay, so the 16th sees Mars, the planet of motivation, go into your 4th house, which is your home and family. So that sort of motivation around communication then goes into the home and family. So you might be thinking about renovating, reorganising your home, perhaps upscaling or downsizing your home, but there's changes in the home from the 16th. And you'll be quite inspired. I feel with some of you, I'm getting a very decorative sense, like you're going to redecorate. I can also see like somebody's backyard with a fence and it's gardening. So getting in, and if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, of course, in spring, of course, it's a great time to garden. Okay, so the 18th sees the full moon and it's in your 8th house, which is opposite on the wheel. It's opposite your 2nd house. So when you have like opposites like that, then it's activating your 2nd house. So again, to do with what you value. The 8th house is also about sex. It's about intimacy. It's about shared resources. So remember, I was just saying like an unexpected tax check, or in Australia we would say for retirement funds, superannuation, and in the States I think it's called 401k. It could also be to do with that, some money that's been held that you haven't been able to get access to, and then all of a sudden you can get access to it. Okay, so 18th of May that happens. So other people's money. It could also be a loan or something to do with a mortgage on a home, particularly as the 4th house is involved. Okay, 22nd sees the Sun and Mercury also going into your 3rd house. So again, awareness, a lot of communication. Study is very favourably aspected, and communications generally, okay, really getting your thoughts and your desires out there into the world. So you might go onto YouTube and start a channel or a new channel, or decide to do some videos. You know, sometimes we just sit back for a long, long time. I've had this channel for 12 years, and you just sort of do the odd thing and you don't get really kind of serious about it because there's this thing called life that keeps happening. And so it gets in the way of us doing what we really want to do because we're too busy dealing with every other thing, you know. And so some of you are going to get very focused and motivated and organised about achieving your heartfelt desires. Okay, so for a fair while you actually have Jupiter in your 9th house, which is the house of higher knowledge and wisdom. And so you, again, that fits in with study, but it's a different type of study. It's a higher aspect, if you know what I mean, the higher mind, rather than just your normal everyday kind of routine type thinking. It's to do with spiritual beliefs as well. It's to do with intelligence, and generally that aspect, it means that your blinkers are coming off and your mind is opening up and there's new horizons for you, okay, in May. So it's going to be a rip-roaring time for you. And I'm just going to have a little focus here now. Yeah, see, straight away I can see a watch, and it's like watch the time. Timing is of critical importance to you, awesome Aries, in May. Don't leave it and put it off and say, well, I'll do it some other time. When you feel, this is the thing, you see, when you feel the inspiration in your heart to do something, go with it. Don't let all of the ifs, buts and maybes of normal sort of everyday routine life drag you down from what your oh, thank you, Corinne. What your heart is really telling you to do. Okay, so I've got these cards here. These are called psychological cards, and they're a zillion years old. Well, they're actually probably 35 years plus. Okay, and we have a background card, and then we have an inner card. So as you can see, this one says power play. All right, so let's have a look might not be negative, it might be positive. So because it depends on what we get on the inner card, which I'm just focusing for you now, awesome Aries for May 2019. Yeah, they're saying to me, it's in the cards. Your life is in your own hands, dear Aries. You know, so you don't need to be constrained, you know, by what I say. Okay, so this is extremely interesting because here the inner card is somebody writing. So again, it's about communications. And with all that going on in your third house and your second house, you may consider making some money through communications. But as you can see, there's a power play. Now, this could play out with somebody in the outside world, but I actually feel it's more about inside you, that there's maybe an authoritarian type figure saying that you can't do it or you shouldn't do it, or any other number of bloody crappy reasons why you shouldn't be writing or communicating with the rest of the world. And you know what? It's not true, okay? I don't care if it's just a simple article on a blog. You know, I think just sit down and write or live stream or make a video or do something to communicate what you really think and what you really believe with the outside world. And you can learn to negotiate within, okay, in yourself. Learn to negotiate with these different energies within yourself. But if you follow your heart, you will be victorious, okay? The energies are really with you in May, so please don't put it off. Okay, so I'd love to wish you a wonderful month, and may enlightenment bless you in all avenues of your life. I would really appreciate, because as I said before, I've had this channel for 12 years, but I'm going to really ramp it up now. And so I would really appreciate if you liked this video and subscribe. That would help me a lot in really ramping this channel up, because I'm getting older now and I've really got to get my message out in the world. I'm telling you to put your message out in the world. I've actually got to do the same and walk the talk. Okay, have a great month, awesome Aries, and I will see you next month. Okay, bye for now.